Mike, coming off a 5-2 win over Mount Royal on Saturday in exhibition action, your takeaway after guys getting their legs out for the first time this year in a game-type situation?
I liked our start. You know, getting off to a lead, I think, is a habit we'd like to maintain. And we got everybody that was available in the game, and some guys got some pretty consistent minutes. I think we played 13 forwards. We did have all our defensemen get some looks, and one of the biggest positives I'd take from the game is the contribution of our young guys. You know, having 3 freshmen score and make an impact in their first opportunity from putting the jersey on. I thought that was a step in the right direction. So hopefully we can. I thought the game was a good game. I want to give credit to Mount Royal. I just think they pushed us, and I think you saw the game that they played the next night against Minnesota. They're a quality opponent. So we've taken a lot out of that weekend and tried to apply it to this week.
Typically in exhibition action, you suit up everybody. You didn't do it this time around. Heading into Arizona State, where are we lineup-wise?
Oh, we've got some guys nursing some bumps and bruises. We've got some guys day-to-day that will, I think as we get through tomorrow, things will become a lot clearer what's going to happen on the weekend. At this time of the year, we've got guys chomping at the bit to get their opportunity. And we've got some guys that, if tomorrow is like today, we'll have some guys that have been in the lineup, not in the lineup. So we'll see how tonight goes into tomorrow, and those things I think will become much clearer when we get past Thursday.
Okay, we officially start the season this weekend with Arizona State coming into town, a team that went to the NCAA tournament last year, a team that we played last year. What do you know about Arizona State?
Well, first of all, there's a couple of players that come to mind, and when you look at Johnny Walker and the goals that he scored coming back on a national level for an NCAA qualifying team, and just watching the videotape over the first 2 games, he obviously made some contributions. He's hitting on all cylinders right away, so we're going to have to be aware of him. I think the D pair of 39 and 24 are 2 guys that are going to play significant minutes. They can hurt you offensively. They're very good defensively. They're mobile. They're 2 guys that I think have played significant minutes for him. So right now, I look at that group as being somebody that's very confident coming in because of the success they had last weekend. They're a team that likes to get up and down the rink, so the people that are paying customers that come in and watch this weekend are going to see 2 teams that like to get up and down the rink. I think you'll see some pace to the weekend, and I think they're going to be a great challenge for us to open a season with.
I think today you mentioned something about announcing your leadership group. So relative to where we are with our captains this year, do you want to maybe elaborate on what we're going to do relative to our leadership group?
Sure. First of all, our players are the ones that get to decide who they're going to follow and who their leadership group is. And it didn't shock me tremendously to see the votes fall the way that they did. And we're going to have 2 captains, Nick Rivera and Mark Michaelis. 2 different leaders, but 2 quality human beings and teammates. And so very comfortable from a coaching staff, allowing those guys to own our locker room. Underneath those 2, Edwin Hookinson, who, again, a very good choice by our group because he's as grounded, rock solid in the locker room, rock solid in the classroom, outstanding teammate, shutdown defenseman. One thing that I had happen this year as far as the ballots and looking at them that I haven't had happen in the previous 7 years, we had 9 different guys get votes for captain. And I think that says a lot about our locker room. I think it says a lot about the camaraderie in there and the respect that multiple players garner when you start having that many players get votes to be in a leadership group. I don't think just the 3 guys that I've mentioned right now that are going to be wearing badges, I don't believe that's where our leadership group's going to stop. So I think there will be a lot of people supporting those 3 inside that locker room, and I feel very comfortable with the returning juniors and seniors that we have, that if for some reason one of those 3 can't handle that job on a given night, somebody's going to step into their shoes and do an admirable job.
you guys had a lot of success at home last year with only one loss, and really going back the last few years, you've done a really good job at home. Is there anything in particular, a reason why you think you guys have had the success that you've had here at the Civic Center?
First of all, I think there's obviously a pride in trying to defend home ice, because if you're going to be successful at trying to play in your own building come playoff time, you have to win your home games. So there's obviously a focus on that, but more importantly, I think the environment, the people that have continued. I think we're now going into year 8. Hopefully we're going to make another little step attendance-wise, but the fans, our student body, have made the the Civic Center, a very difficult place to come and visit, because the atmosphere, if we do our job, they get into the game, and if they get into the game, they're loud, and that can be very intimidating. They become an extra player on your bench. They can affect the game. Case in point, you go to last time that we were in this building, other than the exhibition game, Bowling Green had done a great job at silencing our crowd. And not to talk about last year, but once we scored a goal, that lit a fire under our group. It lit a fire in the facility, and we really rode that all the way through when Nick Rivera got the overtime winner. So I think the Civic Center can be a very difficult place to play, and those are the reasons I see it being as difficult as it's been.
And what's this week been like for you? We've just in terms of talking about the competition in practice, and kind of what you even said last week after Saturday night about that competition and being difficult for you as a coach to put players in positions, considering the depth that you guys have.
Opportunity, and giving the guys ample opportunity to show themselves. So we've had different guys on the power play, different guys in penalty kill positions than they have been before, because we want guys to continue to try and develop. And so I think our job as a coaching staff is to put them in position to show themselves. And we've had some guys step up. We've had some guys have very good weeks. Jake Yaremko, Reggie Lutz, 2 guys that last year, I think if you asked them, they'd say maybe they didn't have as great a sophomore year as they did as freshmen. They've done a lot of work to make sure that they're prepared for this opportunity. I really like their energy. I think they're playing with a lot of confidence. Ian Scheid, same type of thing. I think he's excited about his opportunities this year to impact our program and try and finish off his senior year in style.
How important are these non-conference games for the team?
They're incredibly important, just because we, with the amount of games that we play in our regular season in conference, our opportunities outside of that aren't great. You look at the Big Ten, I think they play 10 non-conference games. You look at the NCHC, they play 10 non-conference games. We don't have those opportunities. So when we play them, they have a tendency, and especially at home, you start to build your book of business outside of league play. And so when you don't have multiple opportunities or as many opportunities as others, you've got to make them count. And we've been fortunate when we've qualified for the NCAA tournament. We've had real good non-conference records. And so our opportunity to, 1, defend our home ice, and 2, get off to a good start, as well as start our book of business in a way that helps us at the end of the year, is very important.
Do you think the boys that were on the team last year have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder from last year's 2-2 tie and then eventual loss in the shootout?
Boy, you know what? I wasn't in the building at that time, and I know that they've talked about it, just hearing a few of them talk about it, because they've got respect for ASU because they played against them, and they saw Johnny Walker. They saw some of the guys that they have in that team and the quality that they have shown being an NCAA team. They've got a lot of respect for them. We're excited about, again, getting off on the right foot, trying to defend our building, and start to make progression. It's the first opportunity that the guys get to go out and play somebody where it means something. It's an opportunity to win a non-conference game against a very quality opponent.